Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute wholesome package that comprises brand news, branding forecast, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth aimed at promoting the brand idea. I'm Ogali Abikeli Mafuru.
It's insightful, it's exciting, it's enriching. It's Marketing Edge on TV, a half-hour TV show on the business of brand management and the management of brand business. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of juicy and exclusive industry news on brands, advertising, media, PR, branding focus, industry conversation, and the entire gamut of integrated marketing communications business. It's a business show with glamour and grandeur. We serve you hot and sizzling with all ingredients in the mix. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Good to have you back. First on Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we're bringing the latest occurrences around brands and in the field of marketing, advertising and communication in Nigeria and around the world. Now on brand news.
Shall practice advertising.
The Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, APCON, has inducted into the fellowship cadre of the advertising profession 63 long-serving practitioners who have attained the highest level in the advertising practice in Nigeria. Congratulating the new inductees while delivering his opening address at the fellowship induction ceremony, APCON Registrar Dr. Lekon Fadolapo disclosed that the inductees met all the stipulated requirements by law and have attained the highest and distinguished class in the profession. The regulator urged the inductees to continually promote the ideals of the profession, even as he pledged his unflinching determination to support practitioners by making the business and practice of advertising favorable to all stakeholders.
This is a delightful moment for APCON and the advertising industry, particularly being that the last fellowship induction was held 10 years ago, in year 2012. In the course of my 2.5 decades in the industry, I have known each of the inductees personally, and I have worked with virtually every one of them in different capacity, and therefore I can attest that none of the fellows inducted today lack the professional aptitude to be designated as such. I am proud to affirm that all of them are eminently qualified to be in the category which they are being inducted today. I am optimistic that with the status that comes with your elevation in the advertising industry, you will diligently represent the profession in all progressive ramifications and resourcefully apply for positions to promote the best interests of the profession. APCON is committed to providing you and every advertising practitioner with a conducive business and professional environment to make sure that the practice and business of advertising in Nigeria is conducted in an ethical manner without compromising best practices. To further this idea, we have introduced some reforms to complement the prevailing regulations, proclamation, and other subsidiary instruments established and adopted as legal framework for the industry.
The inductees, who were elated while expressing appreciation for the distinguished honor, commended the regulatory agency for the initiative, which is aimed to recognize professionalism and impact.
It's a recognition of the experience and contribution of individuals who are becoming inducted as fellows today, of which I am one.
To become a fellow, I think it's a high point in a career when you consider that this is in recognition of your contributions to the industry and also as a professional.
The fellowship is like the apex of your career in the communications industry. So we're really privileged to be a part of it today, to be inducted after about 27 years of practice.
Just like you have in ICAN, you have legal practitioners, you have SAN and all that. So fellowship of the institute is the highest that anybody that is a practitioner can attain to.
Please step up.
The event was well attended by an array of industry leaders like the Nigerian's father of advertising and CEO Trocare Holdings Limited, Biodu Shobanjo, chairman of STB McCain and former chairman of Zenith Bank star Steve Omojafo, and all the heads of the sectoral groups.
Akintunde Hakim, please come forward.
In a strategic move to reposition the Nigerian broadcast and advertising industry, the federal government has inaugurated a joint industry audience measurement board, which will be tasked with ensuring a timely and reliable audience measurement system for the industry. While delivering his keynote speech during the inauguration ceremony, which held in Abuja, Honorable Minister for Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, disclosed that the delivery of the world-class scientific audience measurement system for Nigeria stemmed from the pressing need for an objective and scientific audience measurement system that articulates the value of the content to consumers as well as the value of the audience to advertisers, particularly in the television sector. The inaugurated task force will have Group Chief Executive Officer of Media Reach and past President of Media Independent Association of Nigeria, Mipan Tolu Ogukoya, as chairman, and a media practitioner with the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, John Muta, as secretary. Nigerian leading financial service company OPAYE has rewarded top-performing agents and aggregators in recognition of their immense contribution to realization of the company's goals of enabling shared prosperity among Nigerians. The award ceremony, which started in Lagos on the 29th of December, was also held across multiple states such as Port Harcourt, Kano, and Abuja. Speaking during the award ceremony, the CEO of OPAYE Nigeria, Olu Akomu, appreciated the OPAYE agents and aggregators for being exemplary in setting the pace for financial inclusion in Nigeria, in addition to helping millions of Nigerians to connect to opportunities, share and spread prosperity through OPAYE. OPAYE and its agents are promoting access to affordable financial services and driving financial inclusion in Nigeria. Leading reality TV show Nigerian Idol has unveiled its judges and some sponsors for the 2022 edition of the show. Speaking on the introduction of the new judges for the new season, Executive Head Content and West African Channels at MultiChoice Nigeria, Busola Tejumola, during the unveiling said, "We could not think of a better trio to be the season's judges than Obi Asika, Dibanj and Simi. The three of them combined will bring decades worth of experience in the music and entertainment business, as well as individual mastery of their crafts." Some of the supporting partners revealed include Beaners, Biggie Drinks, and GoTV. Nigerian Idol Season 6 ended last year with Kingdom Crosiede emerging winner after months of intense contest. He won a grand prize of 30 million naira in cash and 20 million naira worth of other gifts.
Well, that was brand news. Next is branding focus after this break.
Everybody want enjoy. Everybody want in love. Everybody want to glow. Nobody want carry love. Oh, no, no, no. Everybody want joy, yeah. Who don't like it better? And if you wanna talk to mommy, 7. If you wanna talk to daddy, 7. If you wanna run on time, yo. 7, 7, 7. If you want plenty data, 7. If you wanna go to care, 1 more 7. He says 7, 7, 7. Let me hear you say this super number. 7, 7, 7. Boy, easy life in no dirty wahala. 7, 7, 7. When you use the code, it be like you in lotto. 7, 7, 7. Let me hear you say this super number.
The whole sensational world of love, now accessible through one code, *777#.
Sure, Danny. This one where you did Christmas mood, so see you with this and this and this every day now. Christmas with glow berekete plus. Now I feel listen to all my favorite jams all night long.
Glow Breakator Plus Plus is here, and every day is now Christmas. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
Every day now Christmas with the Glow Breakator Plus Plus.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Now on Brand in Focus.
As the advertising industry waves goodbye to the cookie over the next 2 years, the conversation have to move beyond vilifying the data collection methodology while championing another and focus more holistically on actionability as well. Especially as the people squabbling are only creating more breathing room for the unhealthy data practices of the silos and behemoth where consumers lose the most, it does practitioners no good to have identity solutions fighting for airtime and PR on this basis alone. There are clean ways of aggregating data and unclean ways. There are privacy-centric ways of activating data, and there are methods that do not uphold consumer privacy at all. Of course, the third-party cookie is not gone yet either. All of the new technologies being touted as answers to the loss of the third-party cookie have forced marketers, agencies, publishers, and tech companies into having preferred methods for collecting data, and each swears it is the most privacy-centric, consumer-friendly aggregation methodology. But what many either don't see and won't admit is that consumer data privacy is not just about data aggregation. It is much more about how data gets activated. To build a truly consumer-safe, privacy-centric advertising ecosystem, industry practitioners need to talk about and make informed decisions around data activation. There are still many ways in which data can be gathered in a consumer-friendly manner, but in several cases, privacy-focused aggregation mask activation practices that fails to take consumer privacy into account. The inability to focus on the activation component allows bad data privacy practices to proliferate, which creates a problem for all involved. While the work on privacy-compliant data collection is worthwhile, this part of the process has been turned into marketing and PR competition, where everyone has been led to believe there can only be one true winner. The truth is that there are many methods that can be used to collect and action data while championing consumer privacy. There have been plenty of conversation weighing the pros and cons of these methods alongside consumer consent. What is unsaid is that it is possible to aggregate data in a friendly privacy fashion and then activate it in a way that does not actually protect consumer privacy.
Well, that's Brand in Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we have interactions with distinguished personalities who have made tremendous impact in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. So last week we started a conversation with the Managing Director and Chief Strategist of Chain Reactions Nigeria. This week we will be continuing on that conversation after this break.
JAIYE go gym. You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make it calm down. In the farm say it's sabi. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass me your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Mr. Israel JAIYE OPAYEMI is the Managing Director, Chief Strategist of Chain Reactions Nigeria, one of the country's foremost public relations consultancy firms. He's also the President, Public Relations Consultant Association of Nigeria, PRCAN. What would the association do in trying to educate clients on the need to engage PR agencies for their respective needs?
Okay, so I think this is how there's a limit to which the association itself can actually talk to all the clients on a global basis, across the markets in Nigeria. But what we can do is what we're doing, which is to empower our own members, so that when you are called, and we've been asking people to we have been speaking to our members to begin to rethink the model of their business. What model of business are you running? Are you running the agency model, or are you running the consultancy model? For as long as you are running the agency model, clients will just see you as, as an agent who is just here to do something and collect 15% or whatever and go. But when you are a consultant, it simply means you can make more money, because you also have to educate yourself in the business of the business that your client is involved in. And that's where the client will then begin to see that there is a difference between the public relations agencies and the public relations consultancy firms. Because there's a difference. There's a level of expertise. There are skills involved. There are people you need to bring in, into your own business for you to be able to for you to be able to offer that quality of service. For example, one of our associate directors on strategy here is a Bloomberg-trained financial analyst. So anytime we have a request from a bank or whatever, that's the person who takes the lead, because he's able to read the financial statements. He's able to understand what we need to be telling the clients, what we need to advise the client on. So he understands what needs to be done. Now, but if you don't have that, the client is just probably going to reduce you to helping them provide coverage for their annual general meeting, when you are supposed to be advising them, on everything, all of the elements of their communication around their AGM.
So the year 2021 has been a mixed bag of blessings. What is your assessment of the wins and failures of the Nigerian PR industry in the outgone year?
Well, like I said earlier again, it's been a mixed bag in the real sense of it, but I like to, you can choose to look at the glass as half full or as half empty. So I've chosen to look at the glass as half full. Okay. And I think that it can only get better. The fact that we are seeing this deluge of attention and requests for public relations services is an indication of something, that appreciation of the role of public relations in business is growing. And this is the reality. In a VUCA market, like ours, the challenges businesses confront today are such that will make them think, that we need more today than we probably needed from our public relations firm, 10 years ago. So businesses are now looking for people who are going to be their ears, their eyes, and helping them to predict the future, which is actually the role of public relations, by the way. Offering counsel, senior executive counsel, helping our clients with predicting the future, looking at trends, looking at emerging culture, and telling our clients ahead that this is how this is going to impact your business. So you are sitting comfortable, in a place today as an industry leader. But take note that certain things are evolving, and because of the way these things are evolving, you can be at the bottom of the ladder in another 3 years, because consumers will just no longer need the services you are offering, because there is something. So that's part of our role. And I think to a significant extent, I think it's been a good year thus far, based on what I also hear from some of my colleagues in PRCAN. It's been a good year thus far, and it can only get better. So I see the glass as being half full rather than half empty.
Okay, so what would you identify as the major shift in year 2021 for the PR industry?
I think gradually, from, again, what I also hear from some of my colleagues, this gospel we are preaching about, rethinking our business model, I think is paying off. More and more of our members are now positioning themselves not as agencies again, but as consultants, and that is reflecting on the kind of investment some of them are making, in the kind of talent they are beginning to hire. So, and I think that's a very significant point. So the first thing is that what has shifted, the major shift we have witnessed is that now more public relations consulting firms are now positioning themselves stronger and investing, more into being able to offer consultancy services as opposed to just agency services. So I think we're witnessing that shift, and for as long as I have the breath of life in me, I'll continue to preach, this same message to more of our colleagues to say, don't ever position yourself as agencies again. That era is gone. That era is dead. Position yourself as consultants. Invest in acquiring knowledge. And we're beginning to see more investment in data.
What will be your projection for the year?
It's going to be a better year for 2022. Will be a better year, and I'll tell you why. There's going to be a swing in public sector spending, and so therefore, government at different levels, state, federal government, at federal level, will need to explain what they have been doing, and the smart ones will engage the services of public relations firms to be able to get those messages out, clearly, concisely, and accurately. They will need the services of public relations firms. That's one. Two, that's in the build-up to the election itself. And for the election proper, I can also predict that more aspirants and candidates will engage the services of public relations firms to be able to help them in managing their campaign, framing their campaign messages, managing their own personality brand.
So let's talk a bit about your consultancy firm, Chain Reactions. How would you assess the success story so far?
Well, I think it's been quite a fulfilling journey for us, and we're not resting on our horse in any way whatsoever, and investing more into innovation and all of that. That's the meeting we've just finished. So thus far it's been good, and I think it can only get better from here. And what have we done? Again, what we've done differently has been in our positioning, and we always say this with all sense of modesty. Every time we have cause to stand before a client, we say, look, we're here. We're not an agency. We're consultants. So we're going to tell you the truth about your industry. We're going to tell you the truth about your business. We're going to lay it all bare to you. We're going to give you amazing data about even your business. We're going to tell you things that you do not even know about you do not even know about your own sector that the competition is taking advantage of. So, I mean, again, these are some of the positive things, and it can only get better.
So what is your unique selling point?
And this is how I say it. It is that like the relationship between a dog and its tail. It is the dog that wags the tail. It is the strategy that wags the tail. So I'm even happy if all we do for a client is just to give them, a winning strategy, and they say, don't worry, we'll implement it ourselves. So that's one of the things we're known for. And that's one of the things we want to remain known for. There is no client we have pitched to, whether those who have hired us or those who have not hired us, who will not say there is something uniquely different about your approach to strategy, because everything is rooted in research, everything is rooted, in data, everything is rooted in insight. So we're first and foremost, this is how I always say it, we're first and foremost a strategy company before we're a PR company.
Okay, so what is the mission and vision for Chain Reactions?
We want to be the leading, public relations consulting firm, not in Nigeria, but in Africa, because this is where a whole lot of things, will happen. Nigeria is where a whole lot of things will happen. So we are positioning as such that if anybody wants to do business in Nigeria, if any foreign business wants to do business in Nigeria, we're positioning ourselves to be the go-to guys that they want to say, let's talk to these guys.
Okay, well said, sir. So let's get a bit personal right now. Tell us about you and how did you come into the PR practice?
Well, I think I started first as a writer, and I had the opportunity of having been, maybe I would have ended up in advertising, by the way, because I was also mentored in part by the late Mr. Sheson Oguro of Eminent Communications. He was one of the guys who said to me and said, Israel, you know what? You are going to be an amazing public relations person. He said, do not come into advertising. He said, someday, your writing skills will create a distinction for you in the. So I started doing that right from the time I graduated from the university, and then of course I started taking exams, certification exams for public relations, and then this is where I am today.
Thank you so much, sir, for having this time with us on Industry Conversation. We hope to have future conversations with you.
Thank you very much for having me.
So that's it on Industry Conversation. Do well to join us again, same time next week, for another interesting time. I'm Ogalia Bikele Mafuru. Bye for now.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
It's not your regular show. It's an online interactive session where we share my views on the everyday issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance, and so much more. I am passionate about our country. I choose to support any conversation geared towards building a better Nigeria. Abajide Kolaji Otutoju. Join me every Saturday on TVC News YouTube channel as I discuss Nigeria and the world at large on the show Issues with Jide.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.